both on special,
yes.
especially on the special end, so it can take a lot of punishment from most special attackers.
That's probably why Joel decided not to go with the Xerneas. I mean, if he sets up a Geomancer, he has to deal with the Ho-Oh still, and it's not going to be
It's not because Ho itself, oddly enough, is a physical attacker. So Sacred Fire still does a lot of damage.
Exactly. Even with the +2. And it looks like the game is about to start, and they're heading into their game. Joel versus Hariz. This is game 2. Hariz took the first game with his Ho-Oh very convincingly. Now let's see here. The Kangaskhan Crobat from Hariz.
And Landorus Kangaskhan.
Landorus Kangaskhan.
So,
I think it's the same leads. No. Same lead from Joel. Hariz led with his Ho-Oh last game.
Yeah, and I guess the Crobat this turn, as we all know, it likes to carry Quick Guard, but and with that Quick Guard, it will prevent a fake out from Joel's Kangaskhan.
Exactly.
No, but what's interesting this turn is that there is no real need for Crobat to go for a fake out actually, because if that Kangaskhan in its normal form has the ability in a focus, then it can still attack the Landorus. And what I expect this turn for the Crobat is to either go for a Tailwind or even a Super Fang.
I think this is a very important turn for him to Tailwind. Since Joel really can't do much to prevent that. Since Crobat's just so fast.
Crobat's fast, it has inner focus, and all around it's a great support Pokemon for this metagame in the 2016 VGC era.
Yeah. I mean, the Tailwind will actually help Hariz out significantly since there's the Kangaskhan, and
Kangaskhan versus Kangaskhan matchup.
We saw Joel go for the Power Punch last game. Now, if he Power Punches here, that could be something very significant.
Now, as you can see also just now, what could be a speed tie between Hariz's Kangaskhan and Joel's Kangaskhan.
We saw Hariz's Kangaskhan move and make it evolve first. Also, he goes for the Quick Guard, and Joel doesn't fall for it. He goes straight for the attack. Now, if he goes for the Power Punch here, that could be a game changer. Oh,
instead going for a return.
He goes for the return. So we do see it's a speed tie.
So
it was a speed tie.
It was a speed tie. So now the Crobat down, he didn't get a Tailwind up oddly enough, but KO go to Kangaskhan going for a low kick. I don't think he can pick out KO, especially at -1.
It doesn't. That Intimidate goes a long way. Now we saw that Hariz's Kangaskhan moved after the Landorus, didn't it?
Yes. So that Landorus could be scarred.
But didn't Joel's Kangaskhan move before the Landorus? Or did it not?
No, the Kangaskhan, if I am not mistaken, it went return before the Landorus. The Landorus went first, but I think that's just because previously, before the turn you Mega Evolve, you maintain your speed gears.
Exactly. Okay. So let's see. Now, Hariz sends in his Kyogre here, which is threatening with either
spread water Pokemon with
spread water move.
Yeah, with a spread water
either
move.
A Water Spout or Origin Pulse, or you can even decide to go with the Ice Beam on the Landorus.
But the problem coming here is that both Landorus and Kangaskhan, they're not intimidated. Their physical attacks will do a lot of damage to the Kyogre. So if that Kyogre does have Water Spout, it won't be doing a lot of damage.
I think it's probably a good idea just to double attack that Kyogre, but that threatens there if he decides to attack.
If he decides to protect, then it's just they kind of just walked into it. But if he doesn't attack it in any sort of all, they risk being damaged.
Now we saw how important that Tailwind could have been if he had gone for it instead of the Quick Guard.
But here you go, Joel instead comes up for
the Kyogre, and Hariz did go for the Protect that we mentioned.
Yeah, so interestingly enough,
Kangaskhan goes for the low kick.
Now I expect him to pick out a KO onto the Kangaskhan, and he does. So that's one thing that could potentially threaten his Kyogre.
Now we see Joel has got his Cresselia back in, and we did see it had the Lumber.
Yes, correct. And Landorus here comes in, once again intimidating the Kangaskhan, which brings it down to -2 attack.
So one thing that Joel could do, we don't know his last Pokemon, it's probably the Groudon or the Xerneas.
I assume it would be the Groudon. It would be Groudon because he kind of needs it. He needs it against the Kyogre.
So a switch into Groudon here would help him out significantly.
But if he predicts that and goes for an Ice Beam, then it wouldn't look too pretty in the end.
It doesn't really. But it depends on the spread there, how much it would do. Especially we did see that Kyogre had Scald last game.
Yeah, so
possibly it doesn't have Water Spout or Origin Pulse.
Possibly in this game it probably wouldn't, but according to the list, it actually is Water Spout.
It's Water Spout and Scald. It doesn't have the Origin Pulse.
So
we can't go for the spread.
oh, what is this?
Oh, we see the Chardy Berry
It's a
on the
Chardy Berry
hook.
coming
He
from the
switches it
hook.
into the rock slide. What a bold move by
It
Hariz.
doesn't take much damage, but that only allows it to be
And the flinch.
the flinch on the Kyogre. That is not good. But here we go. If that Ho-Oh is not as fast as the Landorus, and it could still outspeed it since it is under Trick Room.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it kind of comes down to these different speeds because they're all around the same speed, I believe.
Yes, they're all around the same.
Landorus is like
Landorus is base 90, yeah.
And so is
92,
Kyogre.
I think.
Wait, what is Ho-Oh? 90, 100, 95,
90 something.
90 something. They're all these legendary 90. We can kind of assume Cresselia will be going first here, but let's see how this decides to turn out.
I feel that the Cresselia right now is in a very optimum position for it to start, regardless of whether it goes Ice Beaming, Moonblast, or whatever move it has in its moveset, and I believe that Landorus should be switching out to a Groudon since that's the most optimum move.
Yeah, I mean, Joel does not want to take a Scald here. A rain boosted attack from Kyogre would be pretty
so
big
the-
dent in his team.
The water move coming here is very, but instead he withdraws out his
Withdraws
Ho-Oh.
him.
The interesting choice, he brings
Going
back
out
his
with
Kangaskhan. Maybe he did predict the switch out of Landorus, so we'll just have to see.
Now we'll see. Hariz will have the fake out pressure next turn, and Joel does go out into his Groudon. Good play. That's a safe play.
That's the best play that could be made, I would say. And here we go.
But how does
Primal
Hariz react? How does the turn turn out? Let's see. I'm curious to see what Hariz does. Because a Scald won't do anything here, or a water Scald. If it goes for anything, any water move, it won't have any effect here.
I assume that if he goes for an Ice Beam, it could be. And Cresselia goes for an Ice Beam, the Kangaskhan slot.
Yeah.
Won't be doing much damage, of course.
Ice
Kyogre going
Beam.
for Ice Beam, he did predict it.
And let's see how much it does. That does
A little bit below 50.
That looks like a roll to get through the KO.
35% maybe.
Yeah, it looks like that.
But right now under Trick Room, we could assume that the Groudon is minimum speed, but with that Kangaskhan able to put out some fake out pressure here, things don't look too good on Joel's side, especially since at the back he only has a Landorus, so he kind of needs it.
Let's see. It kind of. We already saw Joel last game reveal Swords Dance on his Groudon.
But I believe in this turn he can't risk a Swords Dance
He
this
can't
turn.
risk the Swords Dance, but he's probably wishing he had Rock Slide
He
instead
had
of
Rock
Swords
Slide
Dance
instead.
this
So
game.
a very smart switch there, I believe. Going out Kyogre so that for a potential reset in weather. Bring out Ho-Oh, which will resist.
And Groudon goes for the Protect here, trying to block that fake out possibly. And let's see, Kangaskhan does go for the fake out on the Groudon.
And
he
Cresselia
goes
goes for a skill
swap.
swap. Yes,
that's
takes out the
Kind of,
Parental
I don't know, I always agree with that play because now Kangaskhan can't be hit with the ground type.
And that's true, but assuming that he will go for an Eruption this turn,
Oh, we saw last game, he Swords Dance, Fire Punch, and Christmas Blades.
then maybe he has to now, he realizes he made a mistake and then only Fire Punch will be doing his damage. But Kangaskhan itself can still do some form of damage via Sucker Punch.
Exactly.
Now,
Well,
unless Joel makes a very, very risky predict of going for Precipice Blades where Kangaskhan might switch out.
You know, he did that last game.
So he might be able to hold
He
the
went
same.
for the Precipice Blades on a Levitate Kangaskhan and a Ho-Oh. And Kangaskhan did switch out.
So maybe, just maybe, the Groudon might be able to do something, but we don't know it yet. How Joel chooses to play. Will Hariz still be
Successful.
fooled by it?
And he protects that Ho-Oh, and he doesn't switch the Kangaskhan out.
So Sucker Punch goes into
If
Groudon.
Groudon goes for the Precipice Blades here, oh, he goes for this. He's expecting that. He's expecting that. Oh, he's giving his Groudon.
He's giving his Groudon Parental Bond, and that's a little bit
scary.
dangerous.
That's kind of scary. Let's see, a Fire Punch will take out the Groudon from this
That will
fight.
definitely ensure that a 5
Oh, he
punch
goes
will
to
take
the-
a
goes to the
Groudon.
Precipice Blades.
And no, he made the predict, but it didn't go too well.
Well, now we see Groudon with Parental Bond.
That was a very, very interesting turn itself, but Joel, while he made some big maneuvers there, it didn't work out because I believe he just over-predicted.
Now the skill swap has swapped the abilities, so everything is pretty wacky. We see Levitate Kangaskhan and Parental Bond Groudon, and Cresselia's got that.
Cresselia's got the
Desolate
Desolate Land. Yes,
Desolate
so
Land.
all the abilities are switched out here.
Only one that has its natural ability is that.
Oh, and
So
nobody wants to switch out Ho-Oh's ability because it's pretty much useless.
now we saw last game that Cresselia has that Moonlight to keep it healthy.
Yes,
which
especially
is
in the
important
sun.
here, especially in the sun. And now And now Haris has to really be careful not to switch in his Kyogre because otherwise he could take a precipice blade.
Take a very but I think
Skills
here
swap.
the best ability is for it just to
Skills swap. I think
yes,
I think
skills
he needs
swap.
to get rid of that. He needs to get
No,
rid of
he's
that.
expecting the switches into the Kyogre.
Exactly.
But Haris isn't being fooled by that.
Last game he did switch it in against this kind of situation, and he ended up taking a great use of his blade, which almost took his Kyogre out. And we see here.
But I believe Kangaskhan has done its job properly. So Sacred Fire probably going into the Cresselia. It's not going to do a lot of damage, but under the Sun Boost, okay, that does do a lot of damage.
Now this is very important because now we don't exactly know the speeds of these primals.
I believe that the best thing for it to do actually just now was to Tailwind so that Kyogre can come in and just start.
The problem, if he had gone for the Tailwind, he would have been in a huge advantage in that he could just Water Spout.
He can't switch into any of his Pokemon.
Exactly.
There's a Landorus at the back. Cresselia's going to take a ton of damage. Possibly Groudon is minimum speed, which I believe it is.
Possibly.
Since he is playing the Trick Room variant. So assuming that this Kyogre is fast,
No, I think the safe play for Joel.
He needs to attack.
Joel needs a Trick Room.
Yeah, he needs a Trick Room.
because he's probably a slow Groudon.
yes, that's probably true. I assume it to be true anyways in this case. But Haris has maneuvered himself once again into a very good position.
This is a bit risky now for Joel because if he wants to have the Trick Room, he has to leave his Cresselia.
No.
And he just goes for the Water Spout.
I think that's the best move. He just needs to attack
Exactly.
with Kyogre
Now-
and maybe even Tailwind with his own.
And it looks like Joel doesn't have this game, and we see Joel who went 6-0 in Swiss get taken down.
Taken down in the
Quite
first top
convincingly.
8. Yes, and this is the thing about Malaysian tournaments. Like if you go 6-0 in the Swiss rounds, you're definitely bound to lose in the first top 8. This is the curse that happens. So, what did I believe it went for a
Water Spout.
and what did the Ho go for? I don't think it was a Tailwind. I think it was a Brave
I
Bird.
think it was a Brave Bird or a Sacred Fire.
Sacred Fire. So the problem, I don't think it went for a Sacred Fire because the rain is up. I think it was a Brave Bird.
Yeah, probably a Brave Bird. Sorry.
So the biggest thing that could happen here is that some flinches could happen. So Joel could possibly take the game
well,
anyways.
we see that Ho is going to go down.
Going for a protect.
Okay, so this is probably the safest play that Joel could be that Haris could be making. The
Goes
rock
for a
slide
rock
going
slide.
out.
If it picks up the flinch,
It needs probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 flinches. Now, I think the best move is
it's
not.
gonna need like
It goes for Ice Beam instead. So congratulations to Haris for convincingly taking this round with an odd combination of Ho-Oh and Primal Kyogre.
Exactly. I mean, you think that they don't have so much synergy together
Because the rain, yes.
Kyogre nullifies that any sort of Sacred Fire that Ho wants.
But
to
it
use.
is. But we have to agree that Ho-Oh is one of, you could say, one of the best counters to the 2 largest restricted slots out there, which is both Xerneas and Groudon. And as you can see, not even Joel wanted to bring in Xerneas.
Exactly. If Joel wanted to bring his Xerneas to try to set up, it wouldn't be a clean KO on that.
It would not be. Not
and he gets to
anyways.
hit with a physical attack, which would do a
Which
lot
will
of damage.
not be very good for it anyways. And if it
Exactly.
sets up Tailwind, then in the end it will just be neutralized.
Yeah, exactly. And that Sacred Fire has the 50% chance to burn the
Which
Kangaskhan.
is very, I would say it's somewhat
people
broke.
complain about Scald burn.
Yeah, if people can complain about Scald burns,
I mean-
then look at Sacred Fire. People complain more about Sacred Fire not burning than it
exactly.
burning.
Yeah, it's
It's
it
a
burns
good
lot.
move, but
I think it's a 5% chance to miss, which is pretty
I
good.
would say excellent. It's an excellent move.
50% chance to burn.
50% chance, high base power.
High base power. It can be weather boosted if you use Groudon.
Yeah, especially with Groudon. That's how it uses Groudon against itself.
Exactly.
So I'd say Ho is a good Pokemon, but against Kyogre, if it's not faster than it, then they will face a few problems anyways. So once again, congratulations to Haris, and we'll be back to you for the next round in the quarterfinals of the 2016 VGC Pokemon Malaysia Blaziken Premier Challenge Series. Thanks a lot.